What would happen if you made a piece of art every day for an entire month? Stick around because we're about to try just that. In the month of January 2026, we're doing a daily art challenge. Every single day of the month, we're gonna make a new piece of art. Sure, this isn't original. People have done this before. Andrea Ehrhardt of the Artist Academy said she's gonna do it this year again. People do Inktober all the time. You do a pen drawing every day. But regardless of originality, we're doing it, and we're doing it in solidarity. So I invite you to join along, whether you're just watching me complete this challenge or whether you want to challenge yourself to also create something every day in the month of January. We're doing it right here at Eickhoff Art. I'm gonna tell you my strategy, and I'm also gonna give you some tips if you wanna follow along and do it too, of how to not fail, how to achieve this lofty goal. Maybe you're thinking, how trite, a New Year's resolution. You're just gonna go hard the first month and eventually fizzle out midwinter. Shut up, we're doing it anyway. And that's kind of the point of doing the 1 month. Notice how I didn't say all year I'm gonna do this. I just said 1 month. The first month of January, when the energy is high, people all around the globe doing resolutions, we can ride that energetic wave together. And it's sustainable. What the hell are you doing in January anyway? It's cold outside, you're not going anywhere, all the holidays are over, so you might as well be in the studio making something every day. So, some clarifications. There's only one rule to this challenge, and that's you make one piece of art every day. It's as simple as that. However you want to interpret that is up to you. Maybe you just do a doodle. Maybe you do a full-on drawing. Maybe you do a painting. Maybe you do a wood carving. Maybe you do a little clay sculpture. Completely up to you. It's important to clarify what this challenge is not. And that is creating a masterpiece every day. Trying to reinvent the wheel every single day and do something novel and new. Spending every hour of every day making art. It's none of those things. But really, it's about making something just for the sake of making. It's about quantity over quality. We're trying to establish a routine. We're just showing up. And we're keeping it simple. I recommend picking a theme so you don't have to think of something new every day. It doesn't have to be unique. You can do the same thing every single day. Maybe you just want to paint a bluebird every day. The same bluebird, the same pose. I don't even care. You can do that, whatever it takes to get you to create something every single day. Be repetitive, that's fine, so long as you're making something every day. Find where your skill level is. What is the bare minimum that will help you to grow? What is the minimum threshold that will get you creating every day with no friction and low stress? So, here are some tips to keep in mind throughout this process. Plan ahead. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. So this could be prepping your canvas ahead of time, at least the day before. As soon as I'm done filming this video, I'm gonna go prep all of my little blocks that I'm gonna paint on. Maybe you brainstorm a list of prompts so that you don't have to think of an idea every day and use that creative energy just to get started. You can just have a list of things to paint or draw every day ahead of time. Spend just like an hour brainstorming concepts. Right now, you can do that right after this video. You can use ChatGPT to help you. You don't even have to waste any creative energy on coming up with concepts. You can just say, hey, ChatGPT, give me 31 drawing prompts for this challenge. I recommend making this time-bound. I'm setting a limit on mine of 2 hours. Maximum every day when I'm creating this piece of art, I'm only gonna spend 2 hours. So it's not as daunting, it's manageable. Still enough time to make something decent, but it's not too much time to where I'm gonna be a perfectionist because we're not trying to make masterpieces. Quantity over quality. You can still make them good. I'm just saying, if you work within these parameters, it allows you to be free to create whatever you can in that time. I also think this is a point of growth. If you're setting a time restraint, it allows you to work on your art of finishing. Instead of trying to make something good, we're doing this parameter of time bound every day so that we can see consistent growth over time. And I think this is magical. The art of finishing, it's underrated. The art of finishing, it's underrated. I would recommend limiting your color palette, limiting your materials, and limiting size. This reduces the amount of time it takes to set up and clean up And also, when you're storing the finished artwork, it's not a burden in your space. You don't just have like canvas stacked all around your studio. If you do something small, then you can just kind of create a pile, and it's discreet, it's off to the side, it doesn't get in your way and bog you down from further creativity. I also recommend having some sort of permanent setup. So I have my painting station downstairs that I'm just gonna have clean and reserved specifically for this project that I can just come back to every day. I'll have my paints out ready to go and I don't have to waste time. There will be less friction overall. So I can just jump in and start creating. And if you want to, share your progress. Subscribe to my channel whenever I post updates, which I'm hoping to do. Maybe not daily, but at least a couple times a week. You can kind of check in and be like, hey, so far so good. I'm 6 for 6. You know what I'm saying? Community is everything. Solidarity. We will help each other. If you have other artist friends, tell them about the challenge. Invite them to join you too. And then text back and forth every day. Even if you don't want to announce it on social media, you can have little conversations with your own art friends and keep each other accountable to make sure you achieve this goal. My number one tip is don't quit. Even if you miss a day or two, don't quit altogether. Even if you miss a day, get right back on it the next day. Not doing every day of January is not equivalent to failure. Failure would be quitting altogether, okay? So if you do slip up, you miss a day, something comes up, an emergency, whatever, you're sick, it's okay. Just get back to work as fast as you can and try and make it to the end of the month, okay? Can we do that? Cool. I believe in you. So my specific parameters that I'm gonna set for myself are, first of all, I'm just doing mini paintings. I've done this before a couple times where I do a mini painting a day. I know I can do it. It's super tangible. It seems like I'm kind of reverting back to old processes, but I know it works. So that's what I'm gonna do. Basically anything under 4 inches. I like minis because it's sustainable. Doesn't take as much time. I can get it done within that 2-hour time frame. Less paints to mix, less to clean up and set up. You know, every time you load your brush, that just goes that much further on the canvas. You can pretty much cover the whole canvas with just one dip of the brush. Like I said, 2-hour maximum time limit. Another thing I like about minis is they're super sellable. I've sold almost every mini painting that I've ever done because it just doesn't take a lot of space for people to display it in their homes. They don't have to have a blank wall available to buy your art. You can put it on your desk at work. You can put it at your nightside stand, on your dresser, in the bathroom, on the toilet. You can really put these things anywhere. So they just sell pretty fast. And they're also easy to ship. They make great gifts as well. And like I said, doesn't take much space to store if they don't sell. In pretty much any studio space, you can stack hundreds of these little mini paintings without it being a super big burden. So what's the point of all of this? What do I hope to gain from doing this challenge? Well, I think there's immense value in daily rituals. I think it's better to paint for 1 hour per day than to paint one day for 7 hours. There's something about the act of showing up consistently on a regular basis that really opens up inspiration. It invites the muse into your studio when you show up every day to create. This is also a huge confidence builder. At the end of the month, I hope to look back at a body of work and be like, wow, I did something this month. Now I'm going to be starting my year off with a lot of momentum, with a ton of confidence, and I'm hoping that this creativity can kind of flow into my next season. When I'm doing mural designs, I'm hoping that creativity is just ready to flow because I've already had this jump start from the challenge. Honestly, I hope it helps me build my audience. If I paint something new every day, that's a social media post every day. And when you're consistent, your audience will recognize that. And they'll keep showing up if you keep producing. I'm not thinking that this is just gonna take me to a whole other level. I'm just hoping to grow ever so slightly through this process to be better than I was before. And you know what? Maybe none of these paintings end up being good, but I hope that somewhere through the process, this informs future work. So maybe I don't sell any of them, maybe none of them are really that profound, but I'm hoping that through the process, eventually my overall skill improves and my next important project will be that much better. Does that make sense? I almost forgot to tell you what my theme was, because that's kind of the hardest part. You've probably experienced creative block before, I know I have, and a mechanism for getting over that is to just pick one theme that you can fall back on every day. So for me, this theme is going to be faces. Now, I can go a variety of ways with that. I can do human faces, I can do animal faces, some sort of portraiture. I can do my tree face hybrids, as long as it has eyes and a nose and a mouth or some combination of those, it's a face. That's it. I am going to use minimal palette. I'm going to do earth tones this time around. A lot of my previous mini paintings were just kind of any color I wanted them to be. I used a lot of vibrant, bright colors, but this time I'm going for a neutral palette because I do want these to be able to sell and I want them to be able to fit in a variety of houses. I don't want your decor to rely on. I don't want to do some sort of vibrant, brilliant colors and you like the painting, but the colors don't fit in your decor. Neutral colors has a wider appeal and they will fit in pretty much any home. I'm being strategic here. That pretty much does it. I hope that you will join me in this challenge, whether you're participating or you're just following along. I invite you to subscribe. If you're gonna join me, comment below saying I'm in. Okay, stay tuned. We'll catch you very soon. Happy New Year.